Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to explain about how to perform validations with a login form. That is the first example I'm going to explain. After that, the same login validation we will perform using that database. I'm creating one file. Here it is. Suppose I'm taking that login app. I'm taking the project name. I'm just creating one small index input.html file. Simply login.html file. Input.html I have created in my login app. Okay. And here I'm writing the code. I'm writing everything body. Inside that I'm creating the form. I'm just creating enter username. One text box I'm giving, and I'm giving the name to this box is a user. Just break statement, sending the control to next line. Enter password. Input type is equals to text. Just name equals to password I'm giving. Break. Next, for submit button I'm giving input type equals to submit. And the value I just want to login. And when you submit the form, I'm just giving this name also to the form. When multiple forms are there, we can give the name to the form, just giving that login form. When you click on the submit button, right, it has to submit this information to servlet, suppose called login servlet, and I'm using the doGet method. So get I'm using. So this is the simple HTML file and followed by the corresponding servlet code I'm writing. That is the login servlet, new servlet. Just I'm giving that login servlet class name, login servlet, make it finish. So unnecessary code, I'm just removing all the comments, default constructor, do post method, comments and everything. I'm just, and yes. So once you build path to this servlet API.jar file, just build path, configure build path, libraries, click on module path, add external jars, servlet API.jar in Tomcat lib folder, open it and apply and close, and all errors will go. Now you keep on writing the code. For just giving the message first time, make it ready. The print writer object, we are just giving the response. So response.getWriter, and we are getting the information from the HTML, right? That information in the request object. So request.get parameter of username, request.get parameter of password we have given. Now in this one, I'm just simply saying that it is a string type. Suppose I'm taking directly, I'm specifying here, and is a password string you can take, or suppose integer I'm taking password. So how to convert means what? We know that integer dot parse int of, we are specifying that password. First, let me write a simple code checking that if the name equals to like admin, name equals to admin, as well as password equals to 1234. Then simply we are saying that, okay, login is a success. Login is a success. Simply out.println with a h1 tag. Login success message I am writing. In case if it is failed, else out.println h1 is a login failed. Login failed, that is. So we are giving that username and password must be admin. It's a string, so equals method we are using. Password, we are just using that double equal operator for checking. Now I'm executing the code. I'm submitting the code. See, suppose I'm giving that username is admin and password is 1234. Click on a login button. Yes, login success. Login success. Now the concept is, so for example, without giving any input, without giving any input in a login form, if they try to submit, so then we need to validate that one. How to perform the validation? How to perform the validation? Just form validation. Always we need to write in a JavaScript code. So JavaScript code we always mention in head location. In head location. I'm just taking one function, suppose validate. Validate. When you click on this form, we need to write like this. Suppose on submit, return validate. On submit, return validate. So what validate method is returning based on that form will be submitted. If validate method returning true, then form will submit. If validate method returns false, then it will not submit. It will not submit. So here it is a validate where name equals to, sir, how? Whatever the information you have given in this name that you need to collect. That you need to collect. Right? How can we collect? This is called document. Document. Web page is nothing but a document object dot. We have given the form name is a login. In this form, user is there. User. That user value. Whatever you enter in the text box we have collected. Next one is a password also. Document dot login dot password dot value. Suppose if name is null, I mean nothing is there, simply we are saying like this. Here it is just alert box I am giving. User cannot be empty or username cannot be empty, just written false. Else if, one more I am taking. If password equals to, if password equals to empty, then again we are saying that alert box password cannot be empty. Password cannot be empty. Just written false. If both conditions are invalid, then automatically it will return true. By default, it will return true. When you are simply writing like this, run on server, when you are executing the same code again, without entering the username and password, if you click on login, look at this, user cannot be empty. Okay. Suppose if you enter user, now if you click on login, password cannot be empty. Suppose if you give the password, Then it will execute login success. It will execute like this. Okay, see here the thing is what? Simple validation, how can we do? Instead of doing this one, simply here required we can use. So nothing but you must enter the value in this username and password. But instead of this, always JavaScript validations are recommended in real time. So that's why I have given this example. Now the question is continuation for this one. Once you get username and password, here I'm giving the values admin and 1234 directly. No, we should not do like this. Then what we have to do? What we have to do is very simple. Just open SQL Plus, open your database. I'm just log in with my details. Now I'm creating one table with the name login. Yes, is there already. Username and password. I have created right with a varchar 2, like a string type username and password. Two things. Right here, I'm checking any information. Select star from login. Yes, information is there. Information is there. See, you know just how to create the table with the name login and how to insert some details into this one. But both are strings I have taken. Username is a string, password is also string. So make this both are strings only. Password is also just make it string. Because so that easily we can pass the query and we can get the details. Password, both are strings I am taking. Now, as usual, we are writing the code. We need to connect with the database. You know how to connect with the database. In the try block, try in case any exception. In case any exception, we are just writing that exception out.println with a h1 tag. I'm showing clearly error. What is that error? What is that error? Just giving that e.get message with the h1 tag we are giving. With the h1. Right, this one I'll explain. I'll write simply. In case any exception. Okay. Now we establish the connection. Just connection con equals to null. And in the finally block, we are closing the connection. If the connection is not equals to null, just close the connection dot close. Now in a try block, first we are loading the driver. You know how to load the driver. Class dot for name. I'm giving the driver name directly, oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot oracle driver. In driver we are connecting. And we establish the connection. Connection con equals to driver manager dot get connection of username, password and URL. Only just URL I'm taking. The JDBC is connecting with Oracle using the thin driver which is installed in localhost system running at port number 1521 with a service name is a XE. With service name XE. That is. Now here it is in get message driver manager dot get connection. First one passing the URL. It is already string, so directly you can pass URL. Username is my system username and password I have given. Once the connection is ready, now look at this. Here it is, we are checking that the given username and password correct or not I'm giving. So here it is, we are checking select. Very simple way I'm writing the code. String query is equal to select star from login, where username equals to question mark. Or sir, I just collect only password. See, here it is, a password is there. Sir, I'm collecting only password by giving the username. Giving that username. This is prepared statement. We make it ready. Prepared statement. PS is equals to connection dot prepare statement of passing the query. Now we are setting the value set string. For the first one, we are passing the name, or you are just giving that name is user. Anything, no issues. Just we are giving that user. We are setting the value. We are setting the value to here. Select password from login. Where username equals to the user what you have collected, that we are printing. That we are setting the value. After this, we are executing the query. PS dot execute query. PS dot execute query. We are getting the result set because it is a select query. So result set. Just consider, if the record is there, then you will get the value password back. Imagine the password which is associated with the username you will get. Okay, first we are checking that if result set dot next. If record is there, then password we are comparing. If record is not there, directly we are giving the message simply out.println invalid user. See, username is not there. Reason is what? Imagine if username is correct, then you will get some password. Whatever the password, whether it is a 1234 or it is a 5678 or 9867, whatever the password you will get. But at least if record is not there, if username is wrong, you will not get any record into result set. So when you call rs.next, it will give false. So else block execute invalid user, it will give. No, if rs.next is containing any record, yes, some password is there, then you need to write if first we are checking that we are getting that password. How to get the password? String pass equals to rs dot get string of 1. Sir, why column index 1? We are collecting only password. So that will be in that first column only. We are collecting that pass. Now, this password what you have collected from the user and this password you have collected from the login table, we are comparing. User given password is equals of pass. If both are equal, then we are giving login success. Login success. Else, if not, error, invalid password. No problem with the name. Invalid password, that is. So here, before executing that, you need to add the jar file to the lib folder, which is in your C drive Oracle folder. Here it is a simply go to that location, just copy that file and directly paste in the lib folder, which is present in webinf. Paste it, and then now execute the code. Some of the errors it is showing that connection dot close is throwing any exception. Just surround with the try catch. I'm just writing the auto-generated code. Chance of getting that exception we are writing. Now in this one, so again executing the code, run on server. Now the username and password should match with the usernames and passwords which are present in the table. Suppose Amar1234 is there, right? So now that is we are executing. See here, I'm giving that Amar1234 is there. Login is connecting with the database. Yes, login success. Login success. Just giving that. Here it is some unknown name I am giving. Unknown name. Just login. Look at this invalid user. User is not there because the name what I am giving Satya. And look at this. Look at this. In this database table with the name, no user is present. No, the name is correct only if the password is incorrect. If the password is incorrect, 4321 login. Look at this invalid password. The clear information it is giving. The clear information. So first, we need to get the information by validating the HTML form, and then in login servlet, after getting the information from the user, establish the database connection by giving the username as input. Just get the password and compare password given by the user, password which is present in the database table, both are equal or not. If user is not there, directly control come to the else block and giving the message is invalid user. This is the simple way of checking that login details are correct or not by validating the HTML form. Hope you understood, guys. Thank you all.